In the era of the white slave trade, a terrible portion of history that's largely been ignored reveals unthinkable realities. Imagine families torn apart, lives shattered, all for the sake of profit and status. Now, let's uncover the shocking truth hidden behind this dark chapter. It's not an easy story to hear, but it's crucial to shed light on the untold tales, secrets, and scandals of the white slave trade. This is a chapter that has been concealed in the shadows for too many years, and it's time to expose it for what it truly was. Let's get started. The shadow of slavery looms large over human history, persisting in different guises through the ages. From ancient serfdom to indentured servitude and collective peasantry, the chains of this enduring institution have bound diverse societies. In contemporary times, discussions surrounding slavery often gravitate towards the infamous Black African slave trade, a dark chapter that unfolded during the colonial period. Precisely between 1500 and the mid-1800s, European colonial powers orchestrated the Transatlantic slave trade, a brutal commerce in human lives. Africans were forcibly uprooted from their homelands, subjected to inhumane conditions during the perilous journey across the Atlantic, and ultimately sold into bondage. This chapter in history, marked by the commodification of human beings, has left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness. Though the overt systems of slavery have officially been dismantled, its echoes persist in systematic inequalities, discrimination, and social injustices. Acknowledging this dark legacy is crucial in fostering a collective commitment to dismantling the lingering impacts of slavery and working towards a more equitable and just future for all. It's believed that around 10 to 13 million Africans endured the harrowing journey to the New World during the colonial era highlighted. Out of this vast number, roughly 450,000 found themselves in the British, French, and Spanish colonies, laying the foundation for what would later become the United States and the Caribbean. Brazil, a significant destination during this dark period, received a staggering share of nearly 5 million Africans. This statistic emphasizes the magnitude of the injustice inflicted upon these individuals who were forcibly taken from their homelands. The journey, known as the Transatlantic slave trade, was marked by unimaginable hardships and suffering for those captured and transported. These estimates glimpse the immense human cost of a system that treats people as commodities. Families were torn apart, cultures disrupted, and lives irreversibly altered. Understanding the scale of this historical atrocity is crucial in acknowledging the painful legacy it left behind, as well as the enduring impact it had on the descendants of those who were subjected to such cruelty. "60 years before the American Civil War, the United States faced an unusual enemy, the white slave trade. This form of slavery, often overlooked in history, unfolded through the actions of the Barbary pirates. But what exactly was this lesser-known slavery, and does it persist today? The Barbary pirates, operating along the North African coast, engaged in the white slave trade, capturing individuals for forced labor and ransom. This chapter in history took the U.S. by surprise, prompting intervention to halt the oppressive work. The story revolves around the United States' efforts to dismantle this illicit practice, shedding light on a battle not commonly discussed. As for the persistence of the white slave trade, the intervention by the U.S. and other European nations marked a turning point. The Barbary pirates were dealt a significant blow, leading to the end of active white slavery in North Africa. While modern forms of human trafficking persist, the specific context of the Barbary pirates' white slave trade no longer exists, thanks to the historical intervention that brought an end to this dark chapter. During the late 18th and early 19th centuries, when the Napoleonic Wars were reshaping the world, Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, navigated a complex array of challenges. While the era marked the monumental Louisiana Purchase and territorial disputes, an often overshadowed facet of Jefferson's presidency was his strong stand against the international slave trade and his decisive naval response to the Barbary pirates. Amidst the geopolitical upheavals, Jefferson vehemently denounced the immoral practice of the international slave trade. Recognizing its incompatibility with the principles of liberty, he sought to end this deplorable commerce. Concurrently, the Barbary pirates threatened American ships and work in the Mediterranean. Responding resolutely, Jefferson ordered naval intervention, signaling a determined stance against piracy and the extortion rackets of the pirates. Jefferson's multifaceted approach to these challenges underscored his commitment to justice, freedom, and protecting American interests. As the nation grappled with intentional growth and external threats, Jefferson's presidency left an indelible mark on American history, showcasing his dedication to shaping a country that stood firm against injustice and piracy on the international stage. Jefferson's choice to deploy military forces against the Barbary pirates was a crucial turning point in history. These pirates had been causing trouble for a long time, seizing foreign ships, enslaving sailors, and demanding huge ransoms. In response, the U.S. Navy took bold steps, notably exemplified by Lieutenant Stephen Decatur's audacious act of destroying the captured USS Philadelphia. This decisive action had a profound effect on the white slave trade and piracy in North Africa. By taking the fight to the pirates, the U.S. demonstrated its strength and determination, showing that it would not tolerate such threats. Lieutenant Decatur's daring move reclaimed a ship and dealt a significant blow to the pirates' operations. Beyond the immediate impact, these actions played a role in the broader global effort to eradicate slavery. The United States, by actively confronting and combating piracy, contributed to the larger mission of eliminating the scourge of slavery worldwide. This bold stance resonated not only within the nation, but also on the international stage, establishing the U.S. as a force against the oppression of innocent lives at sea. Jefferson's decision, combined with the Navy's actions, not only protected American interests, but also became a symbol of the nation's commitment to justice and freedom on a global scale. In the early 19th century, ex-consul William Eaton stepped forward with a bold plan. He gathered a group of U.S. Marines and hired soldiers, embarking on a courageous mission to free hostages and liberate the city of Derna. This daring endeavor signaled the start of an extraordinary chapter in American military history. Eaton's decision to assemble a diverse force combining U.S. Marines with mercenaries showcased the audacity of his mission. The goal was clear: to rescue captives and reclaim control of Derna. As they set out on this difficult journey, the echoes of their footsteps marked the beginning of a challenging yet significant expedition. The historical context of the early 1800s added weight to Eaton's mission. America was still a young nation, and this venture represented a bold assertion of its military presence beyond its borders. The mix of U.S. Marines, known for their discipline, and mercenaries from various backgrounds, illustrated the determination to face adversity head-on. Eaton's leadership in this audacious endeavor set the stage for a defining moment in American military history. The liberation of Derna and the rescue of hostages would not only shape the destiny of those involved, but also contribute to the growing narrative of the United States as a force to be reckoned with on the global stage. Eaton's Army, a distinctive mix of 8 U.S. Marines and 500 mercenaries, boasted a rich tapestry of backgrounds: Greeks, Arabs, and Berbers, together in a shared mission. Yet this diverse composition brought its own set of challenges, particularly in the realms of discipline and cooperation. The unity of the force, despite its varied origins, faced tests as different cultural norms and military traditions converged. Maintaining discipline became a complex task, given the range of backgrounds, each with its unique approach to command and strategy. Cooperation, a crucial element in any military operation, requires bridging gaps in understanding and fostering a sense of common purpose. Leadership played a pivotal role in navigating these challenges. Ex-consul William Eaton, at the helm, grappled with the task of harmonizing this motley crew into a cohesive fighting force. His efforts to instill a shared sense of mission and forge unity among the diverse ranks became essential for the success of the impending mission to liberate Derna. In the face of these difficulties, Eaton's Army stood as a testament to the potential strength that diversity could bring, even as they faced the immediate task of overcoming internal disparities to confront their common adversary. In leading the expedition, William Eaton, once an Army captain, took charge with a commanding presence. His leadership, however, proved challenging as he grappled with the unruly nature of the mercenaries under his command. Despite holding the position of overall power, Eaton faced difficulties in keeping the largely undisciplined group in check, leading to tensions among the Christian Greeks and Muslim members. Eaton's overbearing demeanor, while intended to assert authority, sometimes hindered the unity of his diverse coalition. The group's clash of cultures and backgrounds added complexity to his leadership role. The Christian-Muslim divide, in particular, became a source of friction that required delicate handling. As the journey to Derna unfolded, Eaton found himself navigating the harsh desert terrain and managing the delicate dynamics among his troops. Balancing the diverse perspectives and loyalties within the expedition became a persistent challenge for the former Army captain. In the face of these difficulties, Eaton's ability to steer the group toward a common goal would prove crucial in the upcoming battle for Derna, where the mission's success hung in the balance. Lieutenant Presley OBrien, standing shoulder to shoulder with his 8 Marines, emerged as a critical figure in cultivating trust within the diverse ranks. Through a strategic blend of resource sharing, open discussions about faith, and a deep understanding of shared experiences in captivity, OBrien achieved a robust sense of camaraderie. In the crucible of their mission, OBrien recognized the importance of unity beyond the differences in religion and culture among the troops. Sharing resources became more than a logistical necessity, it became a symbol of solidarity. Discussions about faith allowed members to appreciate the similarities and differences, fostering mutual respect. O'Bannon's insight into the shared history of captivity played a crucial role in knitting together the fabric of trust. Many among the assembled forces had either been hostages or had lost loved ones to the white slave trade, creating a shared bond of understanding and empathy. O'Bannon's leadership, characterized by compassion and inclusivity, laid the foundation for a fellowship beyond the battlefield, transcending the challenges of diverse backgrounds. In this way, Lieutenant Presley OBrien and a small contingent of Marines became warriors and ambassadors of unity, demonstrating that in the face of a common goal, trust could bridge even the most profound differences. Embarking on the journey to Derna, ex-consul William Eaton encountered many daunting challenges. Mutinies erupted among Arab mercenaries, introducing an early test to the cohesion of the diverse coalition. The troops' loyalty was further strained by the persistent specter of desertion, a threat that loomed throughout the arduous trek. Adding to the hardships were the meager provisions at their disposal. Scarce supplies, epitomized by a daily ration of a mere handful of rice and 2 biscuits, underscored the dire circumstances faced by Eaton and his determined expedition. The promise of future rewards, including money and loot upon the capture of Derna, met with skepticism among the ranks. Eaton's leadership was tested as he navigated the delicate dynamics within his force. Overbearing and not very friendly, he struggled to control the largely undisciplined mercenaries, exacerbating tensions between Christian Greeks and Muslim soldiers. The path to Derna was a physical journey across the desert and a test of resilience, unity, and the ability to overcome internal strife. Despite these formidable obstacles, the determined expedition pressed on, driven by the conviction that the liberation of Derna and the freedom of hostages were worth the sacrifices and uncertainties they faced along the way. The climax of this daring mission unfolded in the battle for Derna. As U.S. Navy warships provided support, Eaton's forces, led by O'Bannon, faced fierce resistance. The city's defenses were formidable, but they overcame the odds through strategic maneuvers and determined efforts, achieving a historic victory on foreign soil. In the aftermath, the hostages were freed, and the Barbary pirates were dealt a significant blow. The subsequent peace treaty signed on June 10, 1805, not only secured passage for American ships through the Mediterranean, but also marked the end of active white slavery in North Africa. Presley O'Bannon and his 8 Marines became legends, leaving a lasting legacy. Their success not only ended the Barbary threat, but also inspired other European nations to resist, ultimately putting an end to the white slave trade in the region. The impossible had been achieved, setting a precedent for future feats of courage by the U.S. Marines. Despite the progress made in the abolition of historical slave trades, the shocking reality is that modern slavery continues to endure. Surprisingly, many powerful nations ignore its existence, disregarding the ongoing plight of countless individuals. In the present day, slavery maintains a covert and harmful presence, posing a severe challenge to the moral principles that societies worldwide strive to uphold. The persistence of modern slavery reflects a sobering truth. The fight against this deplorable practice is far from over. Despite global efforts to eradicate slavery, it thrives in various forms, hidden in plain sight. This issue extends beyond borders, affecting vulnerable populations and testing the commitment of societies to uphold human rights. In this contemporary context, the reluctance of major world powers to confront the issue head-on raises questions about the collective responsibility to address human exploitation. The refusal to acknowledge the existence of modern slavery not only perpetuates the suffering of victims, but also undermines the ethical foundations upon which societies claim to stand. The call to action becomes increasingly urgent as societies grapple with this uncomfortable reality. Acknowledging the persistence of modern slavery is the first step toward fostering a global commitment to eradicate this grave violation of human dignity. Only through collective awareness and concerted efforts can societies hope to dismantle the chains that still bind individuals in the shadows of exploitation. Share your thoughts, and remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more terrifying stories and secrets.